Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Nolan Roberts, and welcome back to NFL Talks. And today we will be discussing why the Bengals have such a chance at having or being the next dynasty, such as, like the Chiefs or the Bucks, or should I say, was the Bucks, because they might not have a dynasty anymore since Tom Brady just left. Everyone thought that the Bucks were going to be the next powerhouse team with Brady on them in their whole super team, but he retired, so. That is that. I could very well make a video on Tom Brady. Let me know down below, and thank you for all of the support recently. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new, that like button down below, and comment down below any ideas or suggestions for any videos. So let's get ahead and get right into this. So we are going to start back to the date of 2019, the 2019 season. The Bengals were not good at all. They went 2-14, and they managed to get the first-round pick, and that was the only highlight of the season. Now, with that first pick, you're going to see a lot of connections with LSU here, okay? That is what makes this team what it is. So, with that first pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, I should say, or the 2020 NFL Draft, excuse me, we have Mr. Joe Burrow. Joey B, quarterback from LSU who shattered records during his last college season and won a national championship with the team. We got him first overall. Now, that dude, since then, has changed our franchise around. Now, Green and Dalton were decent players. Green was a beast, but Dalton was not the franchise quarterback that we needed. It is Joey B for sure. He did tear his ACL his rookie year, which was not fun in Week 11 against the Washington Redskins. But he did help our team improve just a bit to 4-11-1, but it was an improvement. It was the start of a rebuild, as well as picking up T. Higgins, one of our starting receivers. I think he's third string at the moment, if I'm correct, or second string. Not exactly sure. The dude is a beast, though. He was a good replacement for A.J. Green, since he is big. He is 6'4". So that was just a couple of good additions from that draft. And then obviously going 4-11-1 to the improvement. And with the 2021 draft, that is what really helped us tremendously. 2 more LSU players were added. First round, achieving, Jamar Chase, the best rookie of this year. I mean, it's pretty clear he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's not many other people who could stand a chance. Justin Jefferson was on that LSU squad with them, and he had a baller season last year, breaking the rookie receiving yards record, and that's what Jamar Chase did this season, was break that record with nearly getting 1,500 yards. Forwarding to the 4th round, we got another LSU player, D-tackle Tyler Shelvin. I mean, he hasn't been the most, productive player, but he definitely has added and contributed to the squad. And then 5th round, we got the GOAT kicker. Everyone's talking about him, Evan McPherson. This dude has been nothing but a clutch god this season. As a rookie, already has the record for most 50 or more yard field goals in a Bengals career. I mean, this dude is just something else. He does not miss. And then 6th round, also getting one of our starting linemen, Trey Hill. I mean, our offensive line is taking some hits. I'm not going to lie. They're not the best in the league, but they do what they need to get done so we can win games. And whatever they can't get done, Joe Burrow makes up for that by just being the improviser that he is. 2021, no one expected the Bengals to actually make a bounce-back year. Obviously, going 4-11-1, we bounced back to a 10-7 season. Arguably, you could say that we were going to go 11-6 because of the last game. We didn't have our starters in there since we had already won the division. But winning the division for the first time since 2015, that says something after just a horrible season the last 2 years. Burrow had such a crazy comeback season, getting over 4,600 yards and 34 touchdowns, having one of the best QB ratings, as well as leading the league in completion percentage. We were struggling fighting for the division around weeks 13 and 14, but weeks 15, 16, and 17, Burrow managed to clutch up and win all 3 games. Week 15, breaking franchise record, just really proving that he can be an elite quarterback, getting over 500 yards, nearly breaking the yards in a single game record, and throwing for 4 touchdowns against the Ravens. And another game that really shows him stepping up as an elite QB was against the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season. Obviously, knowing the playoffs, which I'm going to talk about soon, he beat the Chiefs. But earlier in the season when they played them, the Chiefs were up 31-17, up by 2 touchdowns, or 31-14, I should say. They were up by 2 touchdowns and a field goal. We managed to score 2 touchdowns right back and managed to tie up the game and then win in overtime with a game-winning field goal by Mr. Evan McPherson, the GOAT. One of two GOATs, should I say, because Joe Burrow is definitely in that talk for our team GOATs at the moment. And Joe Burrow had a very, very impressive game with over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, I believe. And, I mean, the dude has just playing insane, especially for Jamar Chase, too, because Jamar in that game had more receiving yards than Patrick Mahomes did passing. I mean, Jamar had 13 for 266 and 3 touchdowns, just destroying that secondary. And, you know, over the season, obviously, Chase getting almost 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns on just 81 receptions. Dude was definitely getting that yards after catch, getting those deep balls, getting down the field like, you know, what he was drafted for, breaking rookie records left and right. Joe Mixon, our 4th-year running back, having a Pro Bowl caliber season. His first season getting elected to the Pro Bowl, was 2nd in yards with over 1,200, and as well as 2nd in touchdowns with 13 rushing. And T. Higgins, our 2nd-year receiver, managing to break the 1,000-yard mark for the first time, as well as getting 74 receptions and just 6 touchdowns. The dude was definitely contributing and, you know, being a productive receiver. I mean, Chase and Higgins, that is such a good duo, especially with Tyler Boyd, not to mention he's been our 2nd receiver behind A.J. Green, but him also getting 5 touchdowns, over 60 receptions, and over 800 yards, doing what they need to do. I mean, across 3 receivers alone, that's 5, 6, 13. That's 24 touchdowns across 3 receivers, as well as 67 receptions, 74 receptions, 81 receptions. I mean, Burrow knows how to spread the ball. And in the playoffs, or should I say not the playoffs, but on the defensive side, we obviously have Jesse Bates, our safety, playing elite in the playoffs. I mean, he had a crazy game against the Raiders, and he had the most clutch deflection against the Chiefs in overtime that led to an interception by Von Bell. And then on the line, we have Trey Hendrickson getting 13 sacks in 2020, and then this season getting 14 sacks. I mean, this dude is definitely doing what he needs to do on the defensive line side, because our offensive line isn't playing up to expectations. Managing to get a Pro Bowl nod this year, and then in the playoffs against the Raiders, we managed to hold the lead almost the entire time. In all 3 quarters, we had the lead, I believe, except for the first quarter when they scored a touchdown and we had a field goal. But then we came right back, and we basically held the lead ever since. Evan McPherson absolutely balling out, getting 4 field goals, I believe, against the Raiders. And then against the Titans, we managed to clutch up against a run-heavy team. Derrick Henry, his first week back. Tannehill was not playing to expectations, throwing 3 interceptions. A.J. Brown did have a good game with over 100 yards on just 5 receptions, I believe. But Henry was just held just around 60 yards on 20 attempts. I mean, our defense was definitely playing and doing what they needed to do, winning 19-16 with a game-winning field goal at the end of regulation. Evan McPherson playing as he usually does with 12 points, 4 field goals, and then Mixon getting a solid touchdown. I mean, Mixon has been doing great this year. I mean, Mixon, Chase, and Burrow are just such a good trio together. I mean, they're the 3 J's. They're a powerhouse at the moment. Everyone's talking about them. And then next week in the Conference Championship, this was a freaking game, dude. Oh my gosh. So I was watching it, and obviously I talked about the AFC Championship Recap, and if you haven't already seen it, go check it out. It's just one of my most recent videos. I'm sure you will enjoy it. We were down 18 points. There's only one other team that's ever came back from an 18-point deficit, okay, in the Conference Championship, and that was the Colts against the Patriots in 2006. Peyton Manning did it, advancing to the Super Bowl. And we did it. Somehow, some way. We were down 21-3, scored a touchdown right before halftime, came back, and completely shut down Mahomes in the second half, going into overtime 24-24, stealing the ball, like I said, when Bates deflected it, and Von Bell got the interception, and we drove back. Mixon drove up that field like no other, and then McPherson, the GOAT, getting the game-winning field goal. Had 4 field goals against the Raiders, 4 field goals against the Titans, and having 3 field goals against the Chiefs. He is literally the reason why we are winning in the playoffs, and I hope he can just do the same against the Rams. He has not been missing. 11-for-11 in the postseason. I mean, that is actually insane. And a reason why I think we can have such a good dynasty, or just a dynasty in general, is because of our youth. I mean, Joe Burrow, just his second year, he is 25, he is kind of older, but 25 is not old for a quarterback. I mean, Tom Brady just retired at 44 years old. Ben Roethlisberger just retired at 38 years old. Eli Manning was definitely up there too, because they were in the same draft class from 04. Aaron Rodgers still in the league, and he's definitely reaching 40 within the next 4 years. I believe he's 37. I mean, there's still old quarterbacks that are in the league. Drew Brees just retired, and he was 41, I believe. And we're the only team in NFL history with a 4,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher, and 2,000-yard receivers all under the age of 25. I mean, our guys are playing amazing for how young they are, and they're just developing very quickly, and it gives Bengals fans hope, because we have been in a drought. For 33 years, we haven't been to the Super Bowl, and we haven't won a playoffs game in 31 years, I believe. I mean, we have been garbage, okay? With Marvin Lewis he was, how should I put this? He was average, okay? He could not win the playoffs like we needed him to, but Zach Taylor is stepping up to the plate and showing the NFL how a coach can progress, because obviously if a team does not do good, they usually fire the coach. But Zach Taylor, the Bengals stuck with him, and now he is playing up to expectations. And I mean, this is Burrow's second season. If he can win this Super Bowl, I believe he will be the first quarterback in NFL history to win a national championship, get a Heisman Trophy, and a Super Bowl win under like 3 years, I think it is. I'm not exactly sure. The Super Bowl 56, we play the Rams on February 13th, and boy, this is going to be a great game. This is going to be very close. I've said my prediction in the AFC Championship video. I've said my prediction in the How the Rams Built a Super Team video, and I will again say it in this one. I have the Bengals winning 24-20. Okay? I don't think it's going to go into overtime like last week's game. It's definitely going to be a good defensive game because of just how good the Rams defense is and our line is, but our defense is definitely playing amazing of how we just shut down Mahomes in the second half. Now, I do think that the Rams might get a lead on this in the first half, because that seems to be the theme of things. And you know, our defense just ends up second half just, you know, going Superman mode and just balling out. Like, I don't know, they got some super soldier serum in them, but this is good. This is just going to be a very, very good game. It's a lot of older kind of players on the Rams, more experienced, you know, Von Miller, Matthew Stafford, OBJ, versus a younger team, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, and it's just going to be very interesting to see how each team plays. So again, 24-20 is my prediction. Now, I think in the next year's draft, we should, in the free agency, you know, off season, I think we should try and get some linemen. Either linemen or some defensive backs, possibly. We don't need our defensive linebackers are actually playing amazing. We might need a D tackle or so, but I don't know. But we definitely need offensive linemen. So if we just invest in that, then we will be set. And it was hard for us to get players in free agency before Burrow because our team was not good at all. So players would not want to sign with us. Now that, you know, everyone can see that the Bengals can play, they might want to come to our team now. So hopefully we can get a couple linemen. Speaking of linemen, we play against one of our linemen back when we, you know, released Andrew Whitworth and he went over to the Rams, and so he gets to face up against his former team. So that's going to be a fun thing to see. But anyways, guys, I hope you liked the video. Comment down below what you think or a video I should do next. If you are new, hit that subscribe button and like that button if you enjoyed. Anyways, guys, I do appreciate the support very much. And my name is Nolan Roberts from NFL Talks. Peace.